And it's Brad Yates, Mr. Tack.
Hey.
It's Dr. Marissa. So grateful to connect with you, technology-wise, to all of your folks, finally. we,
It has taken us a little bit of finagling to make this happen,
yes.
but so hey, for everyone, for all of my subscribers, excited to share my friend Dr. Marissa with you. And as you can see, she's at her launch party
Yes.
for her new book, 8 Ways to Happiness from Wherever You
I
Are.
should show you the book.
So
here's the book.
Yeah.
There.
And so.
Oh, that's so sweet. Except that you won't be able to tell if it's. You got it. Thank you. So I am.
So why don't you tell folks
about the book? So, 8 Ways to Happiness.
Yes.
From wherever. This is my 9th interview since 7 a.m. this morning, and I'm not complaining. But it is my launch day, and I'm super excited, and I'm super happy that I get to share this with all of Brad's fans and friends. And you all know how wonderful Brad is. I actually met Brad in the middle of the ocean in Europe on a cruise for Women of Global Change. We were both invited keynote speakers. And usually I don't like the competition, but Brad is amazing and super nice. And he was kind enough to find out that I was launching a book, and it's actually out today. And it's called 8 Ways to Happiness from Wherever You Are. And so I wanted to have him and Christy up here, but they couldn't get up. So I said, why don't we have a Facebook Live, and you'll get to be at the launch. So that's where I am now. I'm at Fern's Garden, and it's this absolutely beautiful place with lots of artisan gifts and beautiful things. And they're kind enough to offer a chime for every book that is purchased. And I have a Meetup friend here who found me on Meetup, and Louise is here to support me and to get the book, and I signed her book. And you can actually get it on Amazon right now. But it's 8 Ways to Happiness from Wherever You Are, and it's self-help on steroids, and it's for anyone who wants to feel happy 88% of the time. So that's the premise of the book, is that we could be happier than we are, and we could be happier by making different choices, not in people necessarily, in mates, although that might help, but choices in where we focus. Yes, I won't tell Christy you said that, but sometimes a choice in, I'm one of the 7 out of 10 who had childhood trauma, and that's like a lot of us. 7 out of 10 of us are in that situation, and it's really interesting how the majority of us think that we are disadvantaged in the world, that we because we've had a difficult past, that we're always trying to catch up, that we're never good enough, that we're not going to make it, that we're behind the 8 ball, that we need to do something to prove our worthiness. And really, that's not true. And so I spent decades, either in anger or pain or blame or shame. And I got to that point where it's like, really, is that what life's about, is to suffer for something that happened to you that was of no fault of your own? And how fair or unfair is that? And then there's also the future fear aspect, that some people grow up for whatever reason just afraid, and they're afraid to try, and they're afraid to do anything. They're afraid they're going to sabotage themselves. They're afraid that something bad's going to happen. And if you watch the news, then you'll be afraid, because a lot of bad things happen on the news. So this book is 8 chapters to get you from where you are. That's why it's from where you are. Out of loneliness is chapter 1. Out of loss. So some people get stuck when people die of tragedy or even non-tragedy. They miss people so much that they can't really live their lives. So chapter 3 is out of heartbreak. People who have had their heart broken don't think they'll ever love again or ever have a normal life. Out of hatred, that's where I was, blaming. Out of fear, out of shame, out of perfectionism, and out of control. So all of those areas, hi, come on in, enjoy. There's stuff here for you for the signing, and I'm doing a Facebook Live right now. That's fine. That's fine. Say hi. I got some supporters coming to the book signing, and my daughters over there, both of them are helping out. Say hi.
Oh, awesome.
My younger and older daughter, and there's my son. I have an extended family. They call me Dr. Mom. But so all of these areas, you do not have to be stuck in them. How are you? Good. I'm doing a little book signing, 8 Ways to Happiness, from wherever you are. So feel free to enjoy. And then, so if you're in loneliness, you get to find a way to hope. So loss into faith, shame into dignity, heartbreak into love, hatred into forgiveness, out of control into happiness, out of perfectionism into joy. So really, it's self-help on steroids. It is an alternative to medication. I specifically had thought about the 1 in 4 Americans who are currently on antidepressants and anti-anxiety medication, and a lot of them are still anxious and depressed, and now suffering side effects, which are actually main effects. And so suicidal thoughts and suicidal actions have been covered in the news quite a bit now. And so I believe, for me, that happiness is an inside-out job, and I wanted to share both the pain of my past and for you to understand that, one, I get the pain, and two, there is a way out. And you do, so pain in life is mandatory, but suffering is optional. So that's why this book, I promise you, if you read it and you work the exercises all the way through, you will never hate yourself the same way again. And that's my promise, because everyone is loving, lovable, and loved exactly as they are. Everyone has a birthright on how to be happy. That's what they're supposed to be. And there's a new friend, Cassidy, who's here. There's a Facebook Live. And then Ashley just walked by. She's the one in charge here, who's so sweet. She works for Fern, who owns Fern's Garden, who has supported my work for over 10 years. She had my children's book here, Mommy, What Are Feelings, and my Balanced Tai Chi Gong DVD. So I couldn't think of a better place to hold my launch. So I'm hoping that if you know anyone who wants to be happier 88% of the time, you don't have to have past trauma, but it is a book that I identify my own trauma to promise you that pain is mandatory, but suffering is optional. And it's published by Morgan James, New York, and it is endorsed by Neil Donald Walsh, because the foreword's written by Michael Bernard Beckwith. And for any of you that watched The Secret or read the book, he's one of the teachers, and he founded Agape International Spiritual Center. And he's my big brother. He's the one that dubbed me the Asian Oprah. So he actually introduced me to Oprah as the Asian Oprah. And she looked at me, smiled, looked down, and said, "Nice pants." And it took everything for me not to say, "You want them? Like, I'll take them off." But I didn't do that. But it's an honorable moniker, and I love the way I credit her for introducing spirituality, and there's an energy in life that we can connect to that is more than our isolated selves. And I give her credit for that, and I would love to, I am honored by the moniker, because I see myself as continuing on and joining her in that work, because we're all wrapped in a warm blanket of worthiness. And I know I have like 10,888 days left to live, plus or minus 2,000 days. It's actually my birthday on Friday, so this whole launch week is to celebrate my birthday and the birth of this book that took 9 months to write. And that's that. Any questions?
Awesome.
I didn't give you much time to ask questions.
No, hey, you said so much, and for everyone, so as Dr. Marissa said, we were both keynote speakers on a summit in the Mediterranean, and then I got to enjoy her presentation and find out about her wisdom and great information. And then we had fun hanging around in Rome and touring around to all the cool sites in Rome. So
we did.
So I just wanted to share her wisdom and her book. So there will be a link in the box down below to click, and you can go check that out right now.
Yes. And
so
Celeste,
I don't want to take you away from your launch party anymore.
Oh, that's
so,
okay. Celeste is on the broadcast. Celeste was with us. She says, hi, Brad and Marissa. Yep. Rachel Foster. Hi, Rachel. Alex, Nina, James, Bava, Rick Rule. I was on Rick's show this morning at 7 a.m. So thank you so much for continuing to support. And if you know anybody who isn't in this book signing area of Long Beach, Aliso Viejo, Denver, and Burbank and Redlands, please have them go to 8waystohappiness.com, because I am now, I've gone from ranked 1.1 million on Amazon to 6,460. So that's a nice big jump. And then in the happiness category,
and much higher in certain categories.
Yes, in happiness category, I have gone from, I think I was 1,600 this morning. I was 2,800 a couple weeks ago, and I'm 162. So if you buy now, today, before midnight, I will definitely hit the category, which I'm trying to. Honestly, I really had been okay with, I'm not going to be a bestseller. It's okay. That's not what this is about. And I told my daughters that yesterday. And then today, when I saw that I was at 162, I'm like so close. I'm like, ah. And so my daughter goes, can I repeat to you what you said yesterday about it's not about the numbers? So I am being humbled by my my youth.
Becoming a best-selling author is the 9th way to happiness.
Is it? There you go. I knew there was something in that. And you can help me do that. And then you get a book, and you get a book, and you get a book.
Yeah.
But thank you so much,
and
Brad.
Everybody's happier. Everybody's 88% happier.
I want everybody to be 88% happy. And by the way, why 88? People ask me that all the time. I'm surprised nobody asked me yet. Because if you're 100% happy, you're dead. So we don't want that. And 88 is a lucky number in Chinese. 8 is a homonym for good fortune. So double good fortune, you're 88% happy. And it's a good thing. It's 18. And tomorrow is 8818. This is Vanessa. And Vanessa holds a special place in my heart because she actually came on the air and was one of my life balance coaching clients on the air because she had lost her husband and her daughter.
Tomorrow's my daughter. 18.
Wow. And so she had lost a lot of people, and I was helping her with some tools on how to work through the grief, and she was a great client and a great student, and look at her now. She's like amazingly awesome, loves her life. And so a lot of the principles that I used with her are in this book. Actually, all of them are, because that's my one of the reasons why I wrote the book is my clients were like, look, we love you, but this needs to get out. It just can't be us. So I followed the orders. And so get your book, 8 Ways to Happiness, from wherever you are, so that you're not going to have any side effects except maybe an addiction to joy. That's the only side effect that I'm going to say. But it is a cross between I'm okay, you're still okay, and don't sweat the small stuff and the big stuff. So hopefully that'll be enough to get you curious and to take a look at it. And if you really
pick up the book and pick it up tonight.
Yeah, thank you, Brad. Every once in a while, I have a little problem with directness. Not very often.
Yeah.
All right.
Contribute to Dr. Marissa's happiness and get the book tonight.
Thank you. All right. And
all right. Go
and
enjoy your party. And
Brad's coming on my show. Brad is coming on my show.
So
I have a show out of the Sunset Gower Studios in Hollywood, California, and it's called Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa. And I've been very fortunate. I have had Marianne Williamson to Marianne from Gilligan's Island and Fran Drescher and, all kinds of people. If you go on my YouTube, I've had interviews with John Travolta and Halle Berry and Quincy Jones. So subscribe there. And maybe one day I'll have as many numbers as Brad. But Brad will be on my show, so keep a lookout. Go to Dr. Marissa, give me the finger, which is thumbs up, not that finger. And then you can stay in touch and find out when Brad's going to be on the show. And that's it. I just I always say at the end of the show, it's all about balance, peace in and peace out, which is world peace through inner peace. All right. Take care. Hi, Daniel. Hi, Jack.
All
Hi,
right.
Sherry.
Great spending
Bye.
time with you, Dr. Marissa. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Good luck. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Love you.
Thanks for joining us.
Love to Christy. Bye.